Yeah, be sure to smash that like button.
I'll smash your friggin' face.
Uh, like and subscribe. Ring the bell.
I
Leave a
will
comment.
cream. I will cream you like corn.
This is
That's
getting
really
progressively
strange.
I
How
still
often
sound
does that
amazing.
shittier
evolve?
as we go
This is just getting
along.
more and more cursed.
How do they make creamed corn this year?
I don't. Let's just have this tangent.
Farmer girls make do. I don't know.
Gross.
Oh,
What?
Pass.
That was
Pass.
that.
I lied.
That's gonna demonetize us.
I'm
Oh no!
unsubscribing as we speak.
My pennies.
you need cream. I need some salt. Oh, that's very simple. Okay.
You were
Oh my
back
god.
down to poor
Any.
subscribers.
No.
We were
What
back
was
down
Uh,
to a
Watch.
banned YouTube account. Anyway.
so at the end of last session, you all had successfully rescued Godwin from the clutches of Count Blackwood through uh, some explosives, some well-timed betrayals, uh, and lots of subterfuge, as well as just Persistence's ability to just kind of force of personality his way through bureaucracy.
I mean, I bullied the guards.
Yeah. Um,
It's the little things.
and you had returned in triumph to Kaime and collapsed because it was like 5 in the morning and you all hadn't slept. Um, and so the next morning, you all woke up, or I guess probably late in the morning. Um, your intrigue turn finished, so the ghoul infantry are ready to go. Uh, we decided they were going to be the regular ghouls, right?
Oh, I sent you the thing. You just have
Oh,
them be
you're
the.
okay with them
They can
being
be
the.
they can be the plant guys. It's fine.
Okay, okay. I'll change that back later
I
then.
only had the hang up because it was like, oh, we did this thing, and I wasn't sure
Yeah.
what's going on.
I mean, you've
It's fine.
got random ghouls lying around that you can do stuff with if you want.
We'll recruit ghoul infantry later. It doesn't matter. We
Okay,
can have the plant boys. It's fine.
okay. And then Persistence had started with recruiting some flame skulls to provide air cover for your army.
Just drawing some damned souls from the hells who have a bone to pick with the Alvarez. And
I would say have them be vetted through Sven.
This Sven has an interview process.
yeah, sure.
He's
I believe in it.
he's a big giant head. Um,
Show me what you
I
For sure,
was
there'll be no
got.
shortage of the vengeful dead to put in some skulls.
yeah. There is a it's like that PDF with the additional unit things. Like I saw it
mhm.
in the MCDM Discord. They had a whole thing of like, here's a bunch of monsters of different challenge ratings and what a unit would look like if you made them out of that. No flame skulls. Day was ruined.
Yeah,
Utter disappointment.
yeah. I've got the unit ready.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I know what it looks like.
But yeah,
Um,
since I'm not doing anything else, I'll assist persistence in I guess trying to make some of these skulls happen. I guess.
Now all you need to do is bleach them for me. I just need them devoid of any flesh or ligaments, and nice and dried out, so I can carve these symbols into them.
Oh, he'd be providing the souls. Probably.
Well, I also know how to carve. Like, do you know infernal runes?
Not my field of study.
I didn't think so. I'm just sitting
But
there
also, flame
like,
skulls. I don't know if they're tied to hell. Doesn't matter.
well, these ones are.
okay.
If you can't summon your
Uh,
own flames from hell, store bought is fine.
exactly. Okay, so Persistence is busy with that. You're also busy training up the boy, right?
Yep.
That's what you said you wanted to do.
Just
Um,
Persistence's days are just sitting there carving runes into skulls while making a child do 1,000 sword swings.
Yeah,
I
Gabriel
imagine these
is,
flame skulls will also probably be weaker than the normal flame skull, right? So
Oh, well, yeah,
since
because
they're
it's a whole
mass
unit of
produced.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
also I think the normal art has like gems in their eyes. Really, we can't afford this.
No.
No, they're just skulls that are on fire and fly and shoot
And
lasers
they
out of
probably
their
like
eyes.
they just fly at you and explode or something.
Freaking laser beams.
Freaking laser beams.
Laser beams.
Um, okay. And so I believe you guys had, for the most part, said you wanted to sit tight in Kaimei and prepare your defenses uh, for the coming assault, correct? You don't have any
Right.
objectives you'd like to pursue outside of the city
Uh,
at the current moment,
it's like a.
barring
It's like a.
emergencies?
Isn't it like a week until the invasion? Like, how much time do we have until they march on us?
Uh, let's see. So it is currently, let me bring up the timeline again. So it is currently day 29. This intrigue will end on day 50.
Oh my
Yeah,
gods. 20 days.
yeah.
The
And
intrigues
then,
might be a bit too long, sir.
yeah, well, yeah. I guess it depends, like, if there's more meaningful things that you guys can be doing in your downtime. Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna need more of that intrigue time later on because we're gonna need to be training up those helpers and things like that. Like I fully plan on using some of these 3 weeks to
mhm,
train uh
mhm,
Arbaz when he gets back.
Right, I'm using all of this time to clean out that temple and
mhm.
recruit those people I sent you. Also, I sent you a follow-up message. You just saw it.
Yes, I did see that. So I need to get those guys into Roll20 as well. Um, okay, so maybe I think this this session is mostly going to be me making a to-do list of uh taking into account all the things that you guys are going to be doing over the coming weeks uh in preparation for the battle. Um, so I guess uh
I
if you,
actually I forgot that we have these maneuvers that we can also learn with that downtime. So since we have 2 weeks worth of downtime, one to train the kid and carve the skulls, and then the other to learn a maneuver, that'd be fine by me.
um let's see.
We almost have
I think we
3 weeks.
you almost have three.
Yeah.
Um, because well, and then day 50 is I have in my notes I've marked it as basically that's when they march from that's when their army leaves the cathedral to march on Kaimei.
Okay.
That's their target date, and so they won't actually arrive for another until day 55.
Oh yeah. So we have 3 weeks worth of things. So I know for me, two of the weeks I assume since we're doing two things, unless I don't have to use a week, my personal week for it would be flame skulls and child training, and then my third would be maneuvers, and then if I don't need to use one for the flame skulls, I will need to get back to you.
Uh, yeah, no, because the flame skulls are like you're basically you aren't necessarily like doing the whole thing yourself, like your organization is also helping with that, so you would be like directing them to get the skulls for you, bleach them, carve the runes, and you would just all you would have to do as persistence, like unless you really want to, is basically just like sign off on them on the contract.
Okay, cool.
um, so your first so let's see, train. First week you're training Gabriel, right? Yes, Gabriel is his name. Uh, and then you are learning a maneuver.
Yep.
And
Which in
then
my
you don't know
case
what
would
you're doing for
be
the third week.
no. I can think of it now. I didn't
Okay.
think I had that
Okay.
much.
So we'll just go through everything.
Can I just
Everybody else.
add those, or are you going to throw a curveball at us?
Let me look into the future for a moment.
Also, maneuvers. What are those?
Here, I'll put it up. It's under rules. maneuvers for the players.
Flavor wise, we found a book of tactics in the mayor's mansion or something, and it is like free feats that we can learn that give us actions or reactions.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all reactions, because they're supposed to be basically like a teamwork thing.
Cover Me
Where,
is
like,
very teamwork based, yes.
Yeah.
Teamwork thing. It's called Make the Dream Work.
I'm just for everybody's thing. I am getting positions people. So
Um, so that's something that I'm trying out. That's from Arcadia. So that's if you don't know what that is, that's MCDM's
there
magazine.
I will say they typically involve like superiority dice or maneuver dice, but Star Wars 5e has like 100 different maneuvers.
I think I would take Courageous to the end.
Yeah, you and I were both looking at that one. I couldn't decide.
Courageous to the end, yeah.
Looks like I took Cover Me.
Works for that.
That makes sense with all your zombies that you have. That
Yeah,
can
that's
cover
why I
you.
was very weird. It's like, why is everyone else doing these? I'm the one with the undead. I didn't know you could infect those of the party members. Makes sense.
I think positions people, since it's a 1d4, like 2 people can take that and be fine. We'd probably still get full use out of both of them. Courageous to the end is like one person needs it, as long as we're all together.
Well, and also remember it does cost your reaction. So
I hope one of us isn't going down. I hope more than one of us isn't going down once a turn. That'd be bad.
Well, just in case you guys have other reactions you want to take. I guess none of you are playing classes that have a lot of reactions.
No.
All my reactions are based on the damage I do that turn.
I mean,
So-
if I wanted to, I could take the full "oh, you hit me, fuck you" build, but I haven't taken that Infernal Rebuke or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So we know mostly what persistence is doing. Let's see. Let's do Kuzco. You haven't had a lot of screen like spotlight time with this previous escapade. So what is Kuzco or what is Minx doing during these upcoming 3 weeks?
Well, one of the weeks is dedicated to helping set up the People's Tribune, the newest newspaper of the people for the people.
Love it.
At the moment, I am detailing each of the various journalists involved. Have Marceau Gusso for politics, Isabella Contro Rem Jimenez IV for fashion and arts, Nikolajerev Kazev is just corporal. He hasn't figured out how titles work yet, but he'll get there. And then we were talking about sports, so I'll figure out what sports exist, I guess. And set up those sorts of things and have them begin writing articles. And we have the editor-in-chief, our fine Kenku. But with the other 2 weeks,
Might have to look at those downtime activities.
Indeed. Because I would imagine, well, I mean, how many weeks would you say it would take for him to, as mentioned before, he wants to set this up so that it runs itself. He will have a slight hand in it, but he wants these to truly be stories written by themselves. And if he gets too heavy-handed, it might become apparent what's going on. So he doesn't want to be literally proofreading everything that they come out with, just, supplanting a couple articles here and there.
Yeah, I think just the 1 week is enough to get it up and running.
Hmm.
So then you would have 2 weeks to do other things. Um, so
After
other,
that, he
yeah,
would probably work on leading the people. That's kind of his thing.
okay. What would you like to lead the people to do?
Um, within the defenses, are those already being handled?
You guys do not have anybody who is currently working on building more fortifications.
Uh,
You've got the dwarves who are kind of like they're shoring up uh, Castle Puerto so that it's uh, stable for the fight to come, but they don't have the resources to like rebuild it in its entirety.
can
Since
you
you guys,
can you put us
yep.
on that map? I know you had shown us the battle map that you had previously.
Yes, I can do that. Hang on. Let me. Got a lot of windows open here. I don't need to be looking at that right now. I also don't need this right now. Let's see. Battlefield. There you go. So, so yeah. So this is the idea of what the battlefield will look like when you're doing the actual battle. So most of your territory, and you guys, because you're the ones defending, if you want to build more defenses, like in this area here, in front of the actual city, um, then uh, I can just move everything back a step. Um,
All right, so some technical things because I do remember this map. So we have the impassable stuff back here.
right,
The rears are kind of open. So typically, like artillery goes in like the center,
right.
and then we would put levies back here. But because of the back here, is this protecting from horde? Because I think that was the when we first looked at this, we said, okay, since it's impassable in the back, even if we don't have a rear, then we can put artillery here, and they can't be flanked by they can't be attacked directly by horses. Is that still the case, or
Um,
did that be because now I'm looking at the map with a
so
slightly better understanding of the rules, and that might not be the case.
there's two things to uh, keep in mind here. So let's see. Maneuvers, do I have? Um, I just have city terrain. So my thinking was basically that the impassable terrain counts as a unit for determining if something is exposed or not.
Okay.
So, um, like if you put an artillery unit in this square in any of these squares here, and there's nothing in these squares, then it's exposed.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that city terrain works, I'll go ahead and put that up as well. Um, So the city terrain counts as a unit for the purposes of determining if something is exposed. So if you just deploy your artillery and archers in these squares here, then they're covered, unless the cavalry decide to come in and dismount. But then they're kind of stuck.
I tried to drag the the units onto the screen, like just to start providing examples. Apparently, we cannot do that. Those are not
You have to be able to control the particular unit. Um, so,
none of them
uh,
obey persistence's orders. Surprisingly enough. Oh wait, no, the headless hunt does, but I can't. Oh wait. All right, so I have the headless hunt.
yeah,
That's
so
it.
the headless hunt is apparently controlled by all players for some reason.
Oh, so okay. I ain't special.
Uh, I'll just make it so everybody can control everything. But
We
oh, the
don't need to.
regulars
I just,
rules.
I just want to get tokens on the
Yeah.
field for
I'll be right
examples.
back.
Okay.
Because in order to know like how we're gonna set up, we know what troops we're gonna have basically, and I want to just
Hmm.
we would have all like the tokens on the battle map and moving around to plan ahead, and I think that'll
Yeah.
be useful, especially for if Cusco wants to build more fortifications.
Yeah. Here, let me go ahead and update everything. So that Swamp hunters.
Because as far as I am understanding this, while there is a bunch of city, there aren't walls.
That is correct. Yes.
Yes.
So can we even fortify the edges of the city?
You could build fortifications, yeah, like trenches and things.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor's manor being here annoys me as a city planner, but the Alvarez probably aren't used to being attacked in their own territory, so.
I would imagine they would have positioned it there because it's more advantageous to them to have it closer to the fields for administration purposes.
Yeah, and if we look at the overview of the city not on the battlefield, I think I only put the terrain tiles that are actually relevant to
Yeah. No, I know.
the battle.
Yeah.
So like it's adjacent to like these farms and orchards and gardens and things. So like from the perspective of like the military planning, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, like Kuzco was saying, they don't really expect to be attacked.
I mean, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well, it's
There
a
you go.
combination. You were saying they don't expect to be attacked, and I say they were just
Yeah.
focused
Oh,
on other things.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, can I
So
draw
yeah,
these?
so I guess yeah, having that be your command center doesn't necessarily make sense, but it could anchor a defense.
And then does this include do? Oh wait, we have headless hunt. Get rid of them. Do we? Are we also going to have access to the secondary group of pirates?
Uh, let's see. You succeeded on the diplomacy check, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kuzco did pretty well, yeah.
So yes, I believe so. Yeah.
And are we going to have access to our class like specialties for this?
You will have the first rank, yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to need to be in command of an archer.
Yeah, this is why I think we were looking at a. Can I? Nope, can't do that. Are they not? Are they melee or are they artillery? It looks like they're melee.
They are infantry.
Infantry.
Here, let me show you.
They
should be
just
able to
aren't.
see
I'm
them.
looking at the mustard tab, so.
Yeah, they're under the black bandanas
Yeah.
tab because they're technically part of that organization.
Yep. Nope, makes sense.
Show health, show. I made a macro that puts the health bars on everything.
Nice. Okay, so got, and then Viaplanche is going to be attacking from the rear, so we don't need to certainly. All right, so I think that so we have full, so we don't need any more infantry at this point. We're also going to probably have some levies. Or do you have to muster levies as an action?
Yeah, mustering levies takes a domain action, but you can muster two at a time.
Okay, so if somebody wants to muster levies, just so that we can have just flank the archers, basically.
Wait, individuals work on this? What is it?
Well, everybody's got 3 turns, so one person can muster 2 levies.
No. That's
Oh, okay.
your organization needs to do it.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you guys, if you want to go and try and recruit a unit from somewhere, you can do that, but that would require you to go and adventure somewhere.
Yep. No worries. Okay, and so then these ghouls will be the flame skulls. Okay. We would probably want. One thing that I like about Foundry now that I'm using it more is you can double click on the tokens and it opens the character sheet instead of just the token.
Oh, that is nice. I wonder if I could make a macro that does that.
Honestly, if you hadn't already put so much effort into this,
Yeah.
because you can
Well, I
you
do
can
have.
use mics. You don't even need to buy Foundry. So,
Mhm.
because I bought my own, I'm not using mics. Um, did did the units who fought in the trial battle, did they gain experience?
They did. That's already been accounted for.
So the how much do they need to fight in order to gain experience?
To go, it depends on how experienced they already are.
Okay.
If they are regular, it's just one battle. If they are veteran, they need 3 additional battles.
Right, it's veteran. All right, so it's not tier; it's the veteran thing. Okay, I was looking at the wrong
Yeah.
place. Okay, awesome. I'm just trying to see what Okay, I'm gonna look at this for a bit. Anybody else can go? I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. Well, technically, we're talking about what Minx wants to do.
Yeah. Within fortifications, I'm assuming this is more on the line of stone walls.
Yeah, it would be the functional equivalent to them. They could be flavorfully, they could be like trenches or like a
Barricades. Yeah.
palisade, barricades, all that kind of thing. But
That would mechanically
functionally, it
be
would be
there.
a
Yeah.
a stone wall. Yeah.
Yeah. Before I dedicate to that, leading the people, are there? We talked before about kind of like the people around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any of the units who survived our initial battle who could be retained as regulars, or we already went through all of those?
So basically, my plan was they're all levies essentially.
Right. Got it.
And so if you muster levies, then you could muster those units again.
Got it. Yeah. So the ones who are professionals are the ones that we've got.
Right. So if you look under the New Dawn folder, under units and then possible, you'll
Yeah.
see all of those the levies there as being possible. So if your domain takes the muster levies action, then they could get these guys back into the field. But otherwise, they're kind of assumed to be working on, the whatever you're doing when you're leading the people.
Mm-hmm. It would make sense then, I think, to focus on, because it's good team building. I am actually reminded of the real world siege of Constantinople to help aid in the preparations of defenses. They organized it as almost a game amongst the citizens to help, where they had like different teams, and whoever
Mm-hmm.
built more trenches or more sections of wall got like, some kind of, you're competing against each other. It's for the good of all the city, and you get some benefits out of it, kind of thing. So I think Minx would very much lead in that sort of effort to combine it to not only help build defenses but get
Mm-hmm.
everyone working together.
Okay.
And there just might be some journalists from his newly created newspaper around to note the efforts. I don't know.
Yeah. That sounds good. So, um, go ahead and um, make me a persuasion check.
All right. Da, 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 da. Wow.
Well, DC was 15, so yeah. So I'm gonna say that you're able to rally the people to your cause, to build your 2 squares worth of barricades somewhere in the 1 week. And then you also will increase your resolve level by 1. Which I will tell you what that does and as soon as I get to it in the rules.
And that's for 1 week, and we have 2.
That was for 1 week. You've got 3 actually, but you spent 1
Yeah,
week
one
setting up
one.
your newspaper.
Yes, I meant 2 as in yeah. So I'd have 1 more
Yes.
remaining.
Let's see. So the resolve level is now at loyal, which means that the speed of each of this domain's officers increases by 10 feet during the first round of any combat against officers of an opposed domain.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Neat.
So,
Am I able to do a second week of fortification building?
yes.
Because if we can get, because it looks like we would have 6 tiles to get the whole front of the city barricaded.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
So then if I do 2 and 2 more, that'd be 4. And then someone else would just have to do it once and we'd be able to get a full set of barricades for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I have
shall
had
I
an
do it?
idea.
Nope.
Before we commit to too many barricades, because I think, don't they work like both ways? Like, don't if we try to charge out, don't they slow us down too? Or
No, they do not.
okay. But I had an idea. What I would like to use for my third week. Actually, I'd probably do this on my second week. My final week would be the maneuver thing, but I'd want to do this a bit earlier. Uh, I would like to bury one of our undead infantry, preferably the ghouls, but it's Noctum's choice at the end of the day. I would like to bury them where I think the center of the enemy ranks are going to be, so that during the battle they can be commanded to just pop out like daisies.
That is an
Like a
awesome
bunch of
idea.
flayed ones.
You mean not the literal center in military center in the
You're breaking
mechanical
up.
sense in this game where the archers are, right?
Yeah, that's what the center of the ranks is where the archers are.
Okay, yeah.
The rear is where the enemy levies will be that the Via Planche people are going to be attacking them in, which means that Thur's probably going to have to make this map bigger, uh, unfortunately. But yeah, like where I would, and just in the hopefully where their archers and stuff are, but I'm making a guess as to where they're going to position. So,
Okay. Yeah. So that can be your third week. Is burying land ghouls.
yeah. And I assume since they're made of plants, they can still like feed underground.
Yeah. I mean, they can be just disguised as regular plants.
Yep. Noctum, are you okay with this? They're your troops, so you would be commanding them when the actual fight starts.
He's probably gone when you do this.
I'm asking. Sorry, I'm asking. I shouldn't say Noctum. Cell, are you okay with this?
I don't know. You can go do whatever you want.
Okay. What does everybody else think?
I think it's a great idea.
I
Personally.
think it's a fine idea, yeah. My only thing is, how do they know when the signal is to attack?
That's why I'm. Persistence would run it by Noctum to see if they think that would work.
I mean, I guess if he's just sending them a telepathic command, right?
Yeah.
And depending on how
They
deep
have
they bury,
interesting adaptations. If you've ever observed a tick, they can detect carbon dioxide, so if something gets too close, they'll just come out.
Their commander is Azuli, who I think Noctum has in their book. Could be wrong.
well, apparently they can detect it.
But the reason I'm recommending the ghouls is they have the ability Feast, which is at the end of the unit's activation, which is the turn. If any diminished unit is adjacent to it, increment the unit's casual die. So they get healthier if they're in the middle of corpses. So throwing them into the center of the enemy ranks, we wouldn't necessarily lose them. Like if we put the zombies there, it would disrupt them, but then they'd be dogpiled on. The ghouls will probably be able to stick around. And they have +6 attack, so these are nasty little fuckers.
Cool. I'm looking forward to the artillery and archers.
We're doing on this on week 2, right?
Yeah, I would be doing this on week 2 because I would like the ground to have a little bit to, settle, so it's not like, these are freshly dug graves. Like,
just make sure to keep them watered or they might become stagnant or something. They might get too comfortable.
I will make sure that we have some farmers specifically instructed to. There's this weird one that likes to take walks into the forest for some reason. I'll have him do it on his way out.
Elijah's just chuckling in
Does
the
he
background.
know the protocols? These things are quite vicious.
I would hope so. I don't know.
I think he'll be able to handle it.
I've tried my best to make sure they're tame, but I'd like to keep them away from everyone else.
It was originally a throwaway joke. If this is going to get Elijah's subplot killed, I'd like to retcon it. I don't want to do that to him.
No, he's not giving it up too much. He'll be fine.
Okay, so that's.
I mean, Noctum probably knows about the tree because, like, he would notice a Guthias tree because he has the spell slots to just make flocks of birds fucking fly around all over the place when he's bored. So probably he's noticed it, planted, and he's like, "That's weird."
Yeah, there's also. Oh well, actually, technically, it's a downtime thing to do extensive scouting around the area, but yeah.
I mean, you say that, but I get spell slots back every hour.
No, there is in the list of downtime activities. One of the examples for Lead the People is search the surrounding area beyond passive patrols. So the birds would be a passive patrol, but yeah.
Where is the list of downtime?
At the very bottom in the rules folder. Just
Yeah.
open that up, and there's maneuvers are there, downtime activities, sidekicks, just all that good shit.
Oh, it's been expanded, or maybe it's always been expanded. Okay.
If you just scroll down.
Yeah. So, and it sounds like the fortifications would still be a good idea because remember we're gonna pincer these people, so I don't know if that would change how Minsk would view building the fortifications, but yeah.
I think it would still be something that's useful. I mean, even if we're planning on pincering them, we need them to come up to us. If we advance too early, it wouldn't sit right. You want the enemy to be engaged in combat before you do anything like that so that it becomes exponentially harder to withdraw.
Okay. Yeah, that's the extent of military planning persistence would do. I've got the units put in the recommended places. I don't think we're getting any other units from Visthur. I think this is all of them. Well, the flame skulls, but yeah.
You've got the flame skulls, and then your organization has 2 more weeks of activity.
Oh, I thought the flame skulls were the last week of organization activities too. Shit.
No, because let me look at my timeline again.
So our final week would probably be to raise the levies.
So let's see. You've got you're starting the flame skulls on the 29th. That finishes on the 36th. So you've got 1 more turn then, and then that on the 43rd, you get 1 more turn, and then the 50th. Yeah, so you've got 3 more, including the flame skulls. I think you've got 3 turns.
All right. Well, let me go and
so you'll
read
have
that
2 more turns to do stuff with your organization. Either recruit more units of some kind, or do any of the other things that you can do as per the book.
Okay, I will read that book and go and mute myself for a bit while everybody discusses their personal things.
Okay.
I do have one really quick question.
Yeah.
Are we doing any heavy arms Armor's Handbook stuff in this campaign?
The what now?
The weapon upgrades.
The weapon
Oh,
upgrades and all that we had in the last campaign.
you mean from 2.0?
Yeah.
I hadn't been planning on it. No.
Okay, cool. That's probably fine. I was just wondering.
Yeah. Um, yeah. The way things are going, that we might add on more rules for like running your kingdom.
Yeah.
Um, I'm thinking. So this is like way in the future. Once you've secured the county, like remember we had those rules for actually like running a kingdom.
Yeah.
That worked out pretty. I had fun with them when I was doing it just by myself. So we might start incorporating that to kind of
Okay.
represent you guys running the county. Um,
The the only bad part of those rules was doing them after we had established entire kingdoms and cities. Just doing them all at
Yeah.
once.
yeah, well, basically, I would have to go through and I would create the kingdom as it is now, or rather, the county as it is now.
Mm.
And then you guys would have to go through and um, figure out what you want to be doing to expand and all that.
Okay.
And that will speed things up considerably because those turns take a month each as opposed to a week.
Yep. So quick question. One of the noble court domain powers is forewarned is forearmed once per intrigue as a domain reaction when an opposed domain musters a special unit. You can make a DC 13 operations test. On a success, you increase your domain's communication level by 2. Uh, so I don't know if you're running any special unit mustering behind the scenes, but just let us know because we do get a once per intrigue reaction for that.
Um, yes,
Yes, you are.
yes, I am.
Oh.
It's the special unit, right? When you summon that.
Once per intrigue as a domain reaction when an opposed domain musters a special unit. No
Yeah,
idea
this would
how
be
they define that.
yeah, I think the oppose. Yes, I'm aware, Tika.
We're not. Tika, sheriff the class. What's happening?
Tika wants to summon an ooze in your sleeping bag.
Oh.
She's giving me a look. She didn't want me to tell you that.
Joke's on her. I
It
don't
ruins
use
the
sleeping
surprise.
bags.
They're all laughing. He says he doesn't use a sleeping bag.
Every time
She's
somebody has
shaking
given
her
me a
head.
sleeping bag, I turn it into a blanket.
The oozes will come, I promise.
Oh boy.
At some point.
A good idea for something to recruit.
It is a good ooze picture. Um, so where was I?
Special
Oozes in sleeping
mustering
bags.
unit.
Oh, we also have as a domain reaction when an opposed domain gains a special unit from an NPC realm. So we have 2 different reactions for when the opponents muster units.
Okay. Um,
And we also have volunteer blacksmiths as a domain action. Make a DC 13 operations test. On a success, any levies you muster before the end of intrigue start with heavy equipment.
So we'd have
Okay.
to. Actually, no. If the other one was a reaction, so do the volunteer blacksmiths and then raise the levies, and then
And then one
be
other
good.
thing. Yeah.
No, I thought he said we
Those are
get 2
reactions.
because
Oh
that's
yes,
a
yes.
reaction.
No. We would get the flame skulls and then the blacksmiths and then the levies.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just double check. So intrigue turn 3 is the flame skull. Ending is the flame skulls. So that means you get 1 more, 2 more, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So three total, including the flame skulls. So you have 2. So if you do blacksmiths and then raise levies, that would be everything.
Awesome.
Okay. So let me go ahead and write down for the new dawn what you guys are doing.
And then operations is either athletics or insight.
Yeah, I don't have athletics.
I have +5 to athletics. I don't have good insight. I imagine.
It doesn't matter what your plus is. It's just if you're proficient or not.
Oh, if I'm proficient. Okay, I'm proficient in athletics. So is it just a straight roll plus proficiency?
Plus your organization's bonus
Oh, right. And our
in that
organizations.
particular thing.
Our organization's operations is +3, so it'd be a +6 with a DC 13. I think we could do that.
Okay. All right. You want to roll that now?
Yes, I certainly. Does somebody else want to roll it? I guess I have.
I mean,
I'm typing it. So let's roll 1d20 +6.
yep. All right. So you successfully activate the dwarven smiths to smith arms and armor for your levies. Which levies would you like to reactivate?
Kuzco?
How many do we get?
You'll get 2.
2.
So you have the demi-humans, the dwarves, the elves, the halflings.
I'm trying to remember what we faced before. From the list, what I remember, it was better to do the elves and the demi-humans, with the elves as archers and the demi-humans on the front line.
Technically, all levies have to be melee, I believe. I'm not sure if you're allowed.
Well, you gave the elves the bows, remember?
Okay.
I think levies are also usually rather generic, and Thur gave them more specific flavor for this.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
this one, yeah.
Yeah. Lev, where are you seeing the thing that gives you a reaction when you summon a special unit from?
I literally just closed it, but it's the noble court domain. There's 4 forewarned is 4 armed.
Let's see.
Wrong button.
Oh, you only get that if you're a court of war.
That wasn't just under the generic. I thought I was looking at the generic thing. Never mind then.
No. So I have it in Roll20, all of your different things, so you don't have to parse it all out. So you do have the backdoor negotiations ability. Yeah, I didn't think that I missed anything there. Good.
Okay.
I suppose we already did skilled negotiators, huh? That was the pirates.
Um,
And we have the
no, that was
Mandalore.
that was just role playing. So you have not done skilled negotiators yet.
Oh, I thought skilled negotiators was the pirate. Okay, that was just the
No,
diplomacy.
that was just yeah, that was just generic diplomacy. You guys didn't use the skilled negotiators. Otherwise, you could have done something else that week too.
But skilled negotiators is literally diplomacy plus. We're
Yes.
idiots. We're fools.
Well,
I
I
was so
mean,
confused with the recruiting thing. Oh well.
well, there's lots of other local organizations that you might be able to recruit from.
There's a really good chance to say fish into sea, considering they're pirates, but okay.
Yeah, they're pirates, not fish.
Yeah. Yar.
Uh, okay. So I'll let you guys think about who you want to use that bonus action for, and circle back around to Minx. So Minx, what do you want to do for your third week? Do you want to continue with your leading the people?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another uh, persuasion.
All right, hold on a second. I gotta get back upstairs. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Or well, you don't have advantage from anything, so it's just the
Oh,
23, right?
well, no, he gets advantage. I can do my natural dragon, special dragonborn thing for the advantage on a persuasion roll once a day.
Oh. Okay. All right. So, I mean, you're not using it on anything else, so um so you wanted to build 6 tiles worth of fences, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and he was using this whole thing as an opportunity to help
Yeah.
everyone come together as a team.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that I'll give you a choice with the natural 20. You can either build the 2 additional fences in this week that you would need to complete all 6, uh, or you can raise the resolve level. Uh, so your resolve level's already going to go up because you succeeded on the persuasion check, but you could put it up an additional one, which would put it at the highest it can be at because it goes from 0 to 3 in either direction. So you can pick which one you would like.
What is the benefit from having 3 resolve?
Okay. So let's see. So you were at loyal, which is the increasing your speed during your battle with the enemy domain's officers. Uh, level 2, which you already have, which you're gonna have, which is fanatic. As a reaction, when an enemy starts their turn during the first round of any combat against officers in opposed domain, one of the domain's officers who has not yet acted can cast a spell or make a weapon attack. Uh, so basically, it gives you 1 legendary action during the first round of combat as a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third level is during any combat against officers of an opposed domain, each of this domain's officers has advantage on attack rolls until the end of their first turn.
I think that sounds pretty good. I mean, he is also. I mean, he's a propaganda guy. This is what he's trying to do is help build resolve. So I will go with that.
Okay. Just a note, before you commit to that completely, this does reset after each intrigue, so it will go back down to 0. So basically, you whip them up into a frenzy for this attack to defend their home, uh, or the land that they will make their home,
Right.
uh, or whatever motivates them.
But
Uh,
hopefully, I mean, beyond these defenses and barricades we're setting up for this battle, we'll have 4 of them, even if no one else helps build the last 2. They will
mhm,
presumably also only be useful for this fight because if we were successful, we were going to be campaigning outwards and probably not defending this exact spot again.
okay. All right. So your resolve level is now at 3. It is maxed out. It is not possible for your people to be more jazzed up for this fight. Um, and you have 2/3 of the barricades you would like. So maybe perhaps not a complete success in the building compartment, but a wild success in the getting people's
Camaraderie.
spirits up and
Yes.
camaraderie. Yes. So that is Minx's 3 weeks. So let's go ahead and do Aerith, because Aerith has not been around to do stuff. So Aerith, you wanted to set up your field hospital, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that's gonna be your first week that you're setting up the field hospital. Um,
I have a quick question. Would it be a
yes.
field hospital if she's like setting it up officially? Isn't it just a hospital?
Um, well, so it's not like a dedicated, like the building wasn't built to be a hospital. And I don't know if we're planning on making this permanent. I guess that would be up to Aerith.
Fair enough.
Uh, like I guess you could potentially outfit the people that are in this uh, group of people to come with you, and then have a mobile army surgical hospital.
Hmm.
Uh, okay, so that's your first week. So then, what do you want to be doing for your other 2 weeks of time that you've got to prepare?
So for that first week, does that include finding those people that I sent you?
That is correct. Yes.
Cool.
Would you like to introduce them to the group, or are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they would see probably like some of
Mhm.
them because we like
Okay.
we deal with refugees all the time.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and describe them for everybody else, who you've set
Uh,
up and what you've got going here.
yeah, so I want to yeah, there's 5 of them. Um, so yeah, she spends that whole week just running around Kaime, talking to people, talking to priests, talking to refugees, trying to figure out who has any healing capabilities. And she ends up coming back with 5 people, 3 of them human from Kaime, and then 2 of them uh, non-human. One of them an elf, and one of them a half elf from the refugees. Um, you've probably seen the elf and the half elf around. Uh, but yeah, she is setting them up as her designated doctors. Um, her designated clerics. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I could introduce them by name, but I don't feel like that's important right now.
Okay. All right. We can get to that when we get to it. Um, so the hospital is set up. You've got people to staff it. So you've got 2 more weeks to do stuff. So you can either work on something else, if you have another idea, or you could uh, continue trying to improve your preparations at the hospital. It's up to you. What would you like to do?
I would like to spend some time with Julian. I know
Okay.
we don't we I know we study different like we have different types of magical abilities.
Hmm.
Um but we can't just like leave her alone. I feel like I would spend yeah, I would spend part
Okay.
of my time with her, maybe try to find her a like suitable substitute
Hmm.
teacher until we can get someone from from um either Anton or whoever we decide.
Okay. So you're gonna spend some time mentoring her, uh, talking to her. I mean, you're a very life experienced person, so I'm sure she's got a lot that she can learn from you. Uh, do you have any particular lessons you want to impart?
I'm probably gonna teach her how to defend herself when people get too close because magic is nice and magic is useful, but
Hmm.
sometimes they get real close.
Hmm.
And I don't know if she would know how to defend herself.
I do have her stat block. Let me go and look. I think she has a couple of defensive abilities, but she's mostly not. NPCs in Montalban, in Kaime, Julian. There's the link to her stat block, which I will need to update now that she's been. So she's got some spells, but yeah, you could certainly teach her a little bit. I mean, you know how to make things go boom, so
I do know how to make things go boom. And like even just like hand to hand. Like I'm talking like because I've seen many a wizard fall to close combat.
okay. Yeah. All right.
And I am specifically a class that is designed to be mostly spellcaster, but also if you get close, I do wear heavy armor.
Yeah. Okay. So you spent some time with Julianne. That leaves you with one additional week of downtime to do something.
I feel like I would help Minx. These do we need more walls? I don't know what to do.
Yes, we need more walls.
I will help
Yes.
with walls.
Okay. Let me look.
Meanwhile, back in Asarius, just Kealandi's trying to make koans, and he's like, build bridges, not walls. No, wait.
Okay. Yeah, well, with your additional help rallying people, you're able to build some more walls. So let me write that down. Oh, I'm realizing, looking at my notes, I didn't write down which levies you wanted to wanted to bring back. It was the elves and who else?
The demi-humans, because it was the demi-humans, elves, and the dwarves, right? And the halflings.
And the halflings, yeah.
Yeah.
But of the stats, the demi-humans were actually a little bit better off than the dwarves. While they are capable of fighting, it's not their fight, so they're less invested in it. So this seems like it's better for the demi-humans and the elves.
Okay. And did you want the elves to retain their bows, or do you want them to go back to melee weapons?
I think it makes more sense to keep them ranged.
Okay, cool. Okay. So that is Aerith building some walls. So let's go ahead and go to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Lord Noctum, what are you doing?
Well, since we got time, I'm going to take an entourage with me, and I am going back to. Actually, maybe it was another map. Back to the sanctuary of Padum,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna look for my mimic.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
great. I love that.
Also, I'm gonna steal a cow or something from, and I'm gonna take a wagon, and I'm gonna take a small entourage. I guess I don't know. There's those zombies. Which if not all of them or some of them, I'm gonna take them with
Uh-huh.
me, and we're gonna go over there, and we're
Okay.
gonna go look for my mimic.
Let's see. Yes, that would take you about a week to get back and forth. To get your mimic. It is still there. It is happy to see you. It gives you a friendly little lick. It's very sticky.
All right. Well, I guess you can't really lure mimics onto a cart, so we're just gonna well, I guess we'll just, kill the cow. It's not great. I don't know how to do this humanely, so just I don't know how much HP cows have in this universe.
I think you can just Eldritch blast it to to the head.
This is the gritty part. I don't want to think about in this area.
Okay.
This isn't very.
We can
Unless I can
draw a
figure out
veil,
how to
but
vegan feed this mimic.
Yeah, I think it's an obligate carnivore, so there's no good way to do that.
Okay, it's true. Anyways, we offer up this. Actually, this is a large mimic, right? That was the
it is
problem.
a giant mimic. Yeah, it is large.
All right. Well, we feed him, and
Okay.
it probably takes this whole posse of zombies, and probably might have to figure out how to use a ramp, and we're gonna get it on the wagon, and
Okay.
we're gonna take it back.
Okay. Where are you gonna put it?
You know, that's a good question. But I believe there's like a dungeon. It's full of rocks, but there's a dungeon down there.
There is a dungeon down there. Yeah.
So we're just gonna put them down there, and we'll hang up a sign, maybe lock the room,
Okay.
and yeah, let's be down there. Though I do. Let's see here. If there was a room for me to have a throne room, just because I gotta have a throne room, I'm gonna have
Okay.
them be a chair. I'm gonna sit on it. If everybody else sits on my chair, it's their fate.
Also
Uh.
on brand.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I
I
think
enjoy mimic chair. Sit on my chair, you could eat.
there's a let's see. Well, there's the portal room is probably the biggest room in the basement. The former portal room, though it is somewhat caved in. The dwarves are working on that. Um,
Now I can only assume there are two their coffins are spaced out, and there's one in Cover, and I think you told us, but I don't know if in character if I know, but I can make an assumption. There's probably more vampires in that rubble.
um, well, the vampires were dug out and attacked you guys at Kernwith.
Oh, they're already gone. Okay, well then I don't
Yeah,
have to worry about 'em.
yeah,
Well, I
and
guess the portal doesn't work.
the portal does not work.
Um, I guess yeah, everything did blow up. You know, I'm not a wizard. I think. Well, it would take my special spell slot, but I think it eventually they let me make the little portal sigils. But obviously I can't do that yet, and it would take my whole thing. But I guess we'll sit down there. We'll put the chair in front of the portal. It'll just look like a backdrop, I guess. And
Okay,
I'll just make this my little room, I guess. I don't know, portal room.
okay. So you get in the first week you get your giant mimic, uh, set it up,
Oh, it's gonna be a big
and
chair. I just realized it's gonna have to be like a sofa, actually.
your royal sofa.
Yep.
Was the mimic actually giant? I thought it was just the size of a mimic.
Regular
It was the
mimics are
size of a
medium size.
sarcophagus, I believe. Yeah, it was big.
Yeah, yeah, and those mimics were large size, so
Gotcha.
they were giant mimics.
So I remember there was the giant mimic, and we killed that one.
Yes, there was the huge mimic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I guess in week 2, I did give you that proposition. I don't know if you got that. It was like I've been thinking about what if we made little amulets or dingle dangles that let other teammates control the undead.
Yeah. I think you could do
So
that
that
if you
way, if we
wanted
run
to.
into I'm not there, these guys can tell them what to do.
Yeah, I think you could make a common magic item for each of your friends or a common magic item that just lets them control it. Let me look at the rules for Xanathar's on crafting. Hang on, for common magic items.
Oh,
I think you could
common
do that in the.
magic item takes a week and like 50 gold.
Yeah, so you can just craft that. So you can craft an amulet that you can hand to one of the other party members that lets them command your undead. I think
I
that
think
sounds.
it'll just be. I think it'll just be a sigil, a signet ring, and I'll have it blessed by the lady. That they have a station to command uh, a portion of our army, uh, since we are allies. And I'll just have to pass that around. So I'll just keep it on my person. Uh, and I
Yeah.
guess week 3. I mean, I shouldn't do anything useful, so I am going to make another magical item because I've
Okay.
been meaning to do this and I never got around to it. And it's was it? Oh, but I'm going to make myself. Let's see here. A dark shard amulet, and
Okay.
it's a common magical item only for warlocks, and they can do an intelligence arcana check, and if they succeed, they can cast whatever cantrip they want. Been meaning to kind of have that. I've been thinking about it a long time. I was like, when am I going to get attunement items really quick or not? Should I care? It's like, oh, okay, I have no attunement items. I might as well get this
Okay.
50 gold one. That's pretty all right.
Okay.
So in week 3, I'm going to make myself that, and that'll be, I think, a little necklace or something, a little amulet.
Yeah, that sounds great. Um,
So yeah,
so where do you get the shard from? I assume you get it while you're in the mire.
yeah, I'll have to do it when we're out there. Um, I'll probably pick it up. So I have more time. I have time to like. It'll take time to load up the mimic, so we have time to like fully explore that little place.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. Did we ever check out that dragon horde? I don't think we did. I don't even know if we made one. He's left.
I thought you found it, didn't you?
I don't know. It
I'm pretty
doesn't
sure we
matter.
did.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume. I just
Yeah,
I
I
like
think you
walk into a room. I hear some whispers, and it's like, oh yeah, I left this here, and it's just a little
okay.
shard of the lady or whatever. She wants me to have it. Take it home, make a little
Okay.
necklace,
Um,
and I'll
yeah,
subtract like 100 gold from my person. Uh, okay. I only have 64 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's my 3 weeks. I'm just not doing useful things.
I mean it's some of it's useful. I mean the fact that other people
The
can't
ring's
command
useful.
your
The
undead.
ring,
Yeah. And the dark shard
I think the
amulet, you never
general
know.
rule with it is like, well, I guess I'll just let them command them like the spell. If I'm like not in range or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine.
So like they can use their bonus action to like tell a lot of them what to do or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're wearing the ring. Yeah.
Let's
Cool.
I don't know. Let's call it a signet of Noctum or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll think for a better name.
Yeah. Uh yeah, it would be a signet of Noctum. Uh which would allow you to command undead units and uh
In
individual
service of Noctum. Yeah.
creatures in the service of Noctum. Yeah.
Sounds good enough. You don't have to worry about the horse problem.
There you go.
All right.
Uh yeah, see, look at you being useful. Um okay. Uh so that leaves us with let's do Elijah.
Okay. Who's keeping track of our wealth as a party, as a campaign?
Out of character or in character?
Out of. Because I have
Uh
no clue what kind of resources we have as a party. Because I
so
know we
you
haven't
guys
added
have
any of the gold to our persons.
as there is a sheet under the New Dawn
We
folder
yeah,
called
we have a treasury.
Treasury.
We have 9,161 gold plus 50 gold from art pieces. Tenless owes
Okay.
1.4k. I used to owe some, but I repaid it. And Persistence personally is broke as fuck. So
Yeah,
it's
that's the thing is I also am personal broke. But what I've been thinking on is ways to create more wealth during
Mhm.
one of these weeks.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not sure out of character that I know how to do that in this situation.
uh,
I mean,
I mean,
breaking and
you're
entering in Bateau.
yeah, I was gonna say you're a rogue, right? Like, and you can basically sneak in and out of Beto at will.
Hey, I would love to spend a week doing that.
Okay.
On wealth, real quick, have we been getting paid as a group?
You guys have put all of the treasure that you have collected so far into a collective treasury. None
Okay.
of you have
I've
personally
got not a
paid out
single
to
gold.
yourselves.
All right. That's what I thought. All
Uh,
right.
so if you guys want to renegotiate how you do that, so like you divide it in any gold you get, you divide by 7, and each of you gets a share, and then the group treasury gets a share. Because right now your group treasury has 10,000 gold in it, which is a pretty solid nest egg, I would say.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
so
perhaps from this point forward, because I think it's been a while since we've had any big treasure, so it'd
Yeah.
probably be something for the
Mhm.
future.
Yeah. Yeah, moving forward, I think we should divide. But yeah, for my first week, I'm definitely gonna go try to get some personal.
oh, here we go. So there is a crime downtime activity.
Perfect.
Here we go in Xanathars.
The special ingredient is crime.
So let's see. So character must spend 1 week and at least 25 GP gathering information on potential targets before committing the intended crime. The character must make a series of checks with the DCs for all checks chosen by the character according to the amount of profit sought from the crime. The DC can be 10, 15, 20, or 25. Successful completion of the crime yields a number of gold pieces as shown in the table. You must make 3 checks: dexterity stealth, dexterity using thieves' tools, and your choice of investigation, perception, or charisma, or deception. Uh, if none of the checks are successful, the character is caught and jailed, uh, which would probably have worse consequences for you than what it outlines here because of where you're doing your crime.
Yeah.
Um, if only one check is successful, the heist fails, but the character escapes. If 2 checks are successful, the heist is a partial success, netting the character half the payout. And if all 3 checks are successful, the character earns the full value of the loot.
And the DC is based on you pick the DC based on what payout you want. So if you think you can get
Yeah.
3 of those checks over 25, you can get a cool 1,000 gold.
That seems difficult.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I think
Hmm.
for 25? Yes.
Hmm.
It's a lot of risk for not a ton of reward.
Yeah, these payouts are not particularly great
No, they're not.
They're not really meant to be.
for the
For the amount
DCs
of
they
risk
give.
and DCs, yeah.
Yeah. Because you have to remember with game design thing, you want to make the biggest rewards the thing the game is designed around, which in our case is usually adventuring. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I guess theoretically, the idea is that you can be doing this solo. So
yep.
if you like, what is your
Really, if you
plus?
commit the whole party to this, you're like a band of like a few rogues. You can get some
You commit
stuff
the whole
going on.
party to this, and then guess what? You are no longer doing a downtime activity. You're doing a mission.
A
Yeah.
rescue.
Thieves Guild would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
See, I think I can get the dexterity check. I hope.
What
Mhm.
is your best of the 3 mental scores?
Uh, deception.
And what is it?
Yeah.
My deception is a +8.
That's not
Pretty good.
bad.
That's
That's
pretty good.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not bad. Are you kidding me?
I mean, if you're looking at I need to beat 25, it's
That's pretty risky. But if I'm looking at beating 20, that's pretty doable.
Well, that means you need to roll a 12 or higher.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
Did you coin flip?
a little bit worse than a coin flip.
Yep.
On that particular one. So
And
let's see.
I always forget this. What's these tools? Just anything with proficiency?
No,
Yeah, it would be
it's
dexterity plus proficiency.
unless you have expertise. Like it's one of the things you can also get expertise in. So.
Yeah. Do you have expertise in thieves' tools?
Actually, I think I could.
Probably.
I think you might have expertise in deception. Because it
Uh,
sounds like
Yeah.
you're
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I've got expertise in deception
And
and
stealth.
stealth
yeah.
and perception and acrobatics. But yeah, I could definitely get expertise in thieves' tools with my feature,
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
my Whispers of the Dead. So yeah, that's 2 plus 8s and a plus 11 that I'm rolling.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'm gonna go for a DC 20
okay. So that's gonna
and
be
pray this doesn't fail.
25 gold up front.
Yep. Oh, this could end bad. Please tell me that went well.
Twas a
you made it
20.
on the dot.
It's on the dot.
That's
That's
one
all I needed.
success.
Okay, and then these tools, I'm just gonna roll deception because I've got expertise,
Nice.
and
23.
then my actual deception,
Nope.
Okay.
14. Okay.
Okay, so 2 checks were successful, which means the heist was a partial success,
Um,
netting you half the payout, which would be 100 gold.
I
So subtract that 25 up front, so I get 75.
Correct, yeah.
That's not a great payout, but it's something.
Over the course of 2 weeks.
Wait, 2?
Yeah, because you need to spend a week gathering information.
but that is the week. That is the week's worth of downtime activities. Is
Oh,
gathering the
okay,
information
so that
and
is
then a
1 week.
heist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
like,
okay.
whoa.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a little bit better than I thought it was then. I was like,
Yeah,
you really want
for
to commit
that.
2 weeks to that?
I will say
No.
too. You rolled deception for. I don't know why you rolled deception for thieves' tools because thieves' tools is an agility check.
It's just I had expertise in it, so I just
But
picked
you also
something I
have
had expertise
expertise in stealth, which is a dexterity check.
It doesn't change the results. Oh well.
Yeah, so I guess that should have been a 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been if you'd gone for the 25, then you wouldn't have gone to jail, but
I'm saying
you would have
for the
escaped.
next time you roll, you can roll stealth instead of deception.
Yeah.
For thieves'
Okay.
tools.
Okay, for thieves' tools. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's good to know.
Let's see. So, what's your heist like?
Um, so who am I robbing? What's it say?
That's a good question.
Cross-purse merchant. I'm just gonna go down to the docks and find one of the dock masters.
You were going after a noble.
Oh no, I'm robbing a noble. Okay. That's funny.
Yeah, so is there somebody in Bateau you have a grudge against from your time there?
Not a personal grudge, but I am gonna go after whichever noble happens to be most involved with the griffins.
Okay, just to make his life a living hell.
Exactly.
Oh, he's
There's
no longer at home because he's wanted for questioning.
For a second, I thought the Griffins was like a fucking guild of people I didn't know about, but then I remembered.
Yep. No, I'm gonna go after whichever merchant happens to be most involved with the griffins, just to make his life even worse.
Uh,
Break into his summer home while he's away, out in the country, near Bateau.
so you heist the commander of Bateau's Griffin regiment.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for that week, because at least that gets me up to 500 gold, which spend enough weeks doing that, maybe get up to enough for another weapon. 75 gold a week. That's 2,000 divided by 75.
A lot.
A lot.
You probably would be better off convincing your 27 weeks. You'd probably be better off
27.
convincing your companions to go after a treasure hoard somewhere, if you can find one.
Yeah.
So, I think that is actually one of the downtime activities is looking for leads. Let's see.
Research, yeah.
Research? Yeah.
Looking for lore.
Yeah, so if you wanted to like find out a spot that you could potentially go and get a bunch of money at,
Oh
that could be
gods. Research requires, in addition to the week, 50 gold spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and other expenses. And then you get an additional +1 on the roll per every additional 50 gold spent beyond the initial, to a maximum of +6.
and it's just a straight intelligence check.
Yep.
Which is not my strong suit.
Gotta get that wizard.
Yeah, I'm gonna encourage someone else to do some research for a treasure hoard. Okay, so by the time I get back from my heist, our boss should be back, correct? Because he was only spending a week away.
Well, I thought he was going to Villicus and then on to Alvarez.
No. Remember, we told him to go to Villicus, send out letters, and then get back here.
Okay.
Because I need him.
Uh,
I need him to be able to help me.
let me look at my timeline. Hang on. So this would be
But for the
7
moment, we're gonna
days
have to
from
trust my
now.
last friend in Alvarez to take care of herself.
Yes, he would have just arrived back.
Cool.
I
Okay, what level is he? I haven't seen his character sheet.
I haven't. He doesn't have a like player character sheet. I used the assassin NPC stat block. Um, so he's probably like level 7.
Okay. I've got 2 work weeks. Let's get him up to 9.
Well, you can only get you're level 8, right?
Are we only level 8?
I believe you're only level 8.
mhm.
Okay. Well, let's get him up to 8.
Okay. So you spend a week practicing with our boss.
Teaching him some of the finer points that I've learned in my journeys.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and make his stat block as well.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I very much plan for him to be my, right hand out in the field.
okay.
Even so far as bringing him to combats and things like that. Basically, I'm just going to have him with me at all times.
Okay. Let's see.
Is he going to be a sidekick, or is he going to be a retainer?
Sidekick.
Okay.
Because retainers are used for commanding armies, right?
No, those are command. You
Those,
can, but
yeah.
What's the difference between a retainer and a sidekick?
what book they're from?
Yeah. You get retainers from the strongholds and followers.
Sidekicks are from Xanathar's or Tasha's?
Tasha's.
Tasha's.
Sir, should this ring require attunement or not?
I don't think it does.
Okay. Because I was wondering, because some of these common items require attunement.
Well, here's what I'm thinking about as far as that goes. Whenever you look at the retainers from strongholds, they have level caps. I would prefer to be able to bring him all the way up to level 20 with us. And keep him reasonably useful for the entire campaign.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that they have level caps per se. I think they just stop gaining new abilities after level 7.
There's also some weird. I think they're also redoing the retainers a bit. Like, I think I read that on the Discord, where because Strongholds
Yeah.
wasn't really play tested, so I think the sidekick is probably just going to be the cleaner implementation.
Okay, well, yeah,
Yeah.
let's go with sidekick then.
Yeah, I think sidekicks are definitely like the second iteration of that idea.
Well,
So yeah, we're gonna go with sidekick then.
they're both first iteration, but the sidekicks are play tested. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go with sidekick because I think it'll keep him a little bit more useful.
also, there's not an assassin rogue retainer. It's executioner, guild adept, and cut purse. Weird. Well, the executioner is basically an assassin.
Okay, so that means I've got 1 week left since it only takes a week to get him up to 8.
That's correct.
Shoot, I didn't think he'd be all the way up at 7 already. I was gonna spend 2 weeks doing that. If that works out.
Yeah, considering his power level, he's and he's the fact that he's not like a 12-year-old or
Yeah.
a 16-year-old.
How low of an opinion of your coworkers did you have?
Well, player character's always a little bit cooler
Oh,
than everyone
I know.
else, right? So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his opinion of our boss was that he might be coming in higher level than he was.
he's the Levi of the scout regiment. He's got to be the cool one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh. Me, I thought he'd be like 5 or 6. Elijah's opinion was he was every bit as good as he was. No, he is. Um. hmm.
Yeah. I basically assumed that he was as good as you are. So I assume, or rather, as good as you were at the start of the campaign. So that's why I decided on 7. So yeah, so you have one more week.
Is there a fight pit in town? Or pit fighting I can jump in on? Because that I think
All
you
the
can have
orcs
great
died.
successes. That's true.
Now we can
Yeah.
make one.
Yeah, I don't think that there is one in Chimea. There was one in
I mean, slaves
Villefranche,
out of
but
boredom do tend to get into stuff, I guess.
Okay, well we'll revisit that later. Do 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 do.
There's definitely some like fighting training going on, but not like fabulous prizes. Like
yeah,
if the goal is to earn gold, then probably not.
Yeah. I could do more crime.
you could do more crime.
That's the thing is we've already got the fortifications built we need. People have already been led. That's at its max. If there aren't any like merchants that I can encourage to make us more money, then
Mhm.
I think crime's the best use of my time at the moment because there's nothing I can really craft with the money I have that's useful.
Mhm.
You can just try regular work, which could include an acrobatics check, and if you get 21 or higher, then you get the high standard of living plus 25 gold, which is almost the same as what you got from the week of robbery.
This
Oh, I
is
got
why you've
Well,
turned
no,
to a
he got
life of adventure. You want
he
that money.
he ended up netting 75 gold
I
from the
know,
week of robbery.
but the same roll he would have gotten 25 from just an honest day's work. Like I know that like that's actually 3 times as much, but it's only 50 gold more.
Yeah. Oh,
We
there's
don't
not gonna be
appreciate
any money.
our money. We're too rich.
No.
I mean,
And the thing, I'm trying to save up another 2 grand for another sort of wounding.
oh, so you can have 2.
Yeah, because that's being able to use 2 and especially 2 in one turn. If I can
Yeah,
get swings on both of them, that could be a lot of dots rolling.
yeah.
If
Um,
I'm lucky enough to have bad rolls. I don't think it's gonna be good use of my time to research.
mhm.
And I just looking at downtime revisited in Xanathars, I don't really see anything else to do. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to do crime.
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's a way I can give you more options. Because
This
you
is a
could
problem we
go.
had in Westgate too, and we didn't really
Yeah,
find
down.
a good solution for it.
Yeah,
Well, since Lead the People is so broad, and what you have like a, a group of rangers, you could like make a small speeds guild, I guess. Figure out how the money works on that. But hey, you could run a bandit organization. You can go fucking raid the supply lines. I don't know.
I mean, you could go and try and either disrupt the communications of the cathedral, or try and secure your own.
Oh, I just had
Um,
another idea. I just thought back to Baldur's Gate, where you had to like kill some bandits, and the bandits were working for like the villain. He got them riled up. So you could do that. You could go look for the local bandits and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna fund you to fuck with people." I don't know.
that would require money.
Yeah. Well, do we have any?
I mean, we have this nest egg. We're just not doing anything with it
Yeah,
right now.
I'm trying to think if we have anything that we wouldn't be using for the upcoming battle that would be useful to just smuggle into Joffrey's people, just to like. Do we have enough spare with the dwarves doing the expert blacksmith stuff or the volunteer blacksmiths that Elijah can, with our bags of holding and stuff, smuggle additional arms into Bateau to arm our loyalists in there? Like, could that be a week's worth of activity? Or just, just fucking killing officers. Just he's an assassin.
That is what I was gonna suggest, was the assassinating officers. So if you wanted to like in the last week before they're supposed to march, you assassinate the commanders of one of the enemy units, then you could potentially do that.
That sounds useful.
Can't believe it took us
Okay.
that long
Better
to
than
think of
75
that
gold for
option.
sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, me and Arbaz are gonna go assassinate some fool.
okay. Let's see. So you have some units that you know about from the battle at Kernwith.
Mhm.
If you look under the Lights Justice, you'll see they have a list of mustered units. So
Oh
you
yeah.
could pick one of those.
Oh, the
And
cavalry that got away.
the cavalry.
Oh, for sure. I don't even have to look.
Which unit of cavalry? There were two.
The better one.
Okay.
The heavy one survived until the end of the fight.
Okay. That would be the
I don't
first
remember
type
what
of
their name was.
cavalry, I believe.
The slave catchers, please, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's them.
All right. Go ahead and roll me roll me 3 stealth checks. Oh yeah. Okay. So the week before they're due to march, you actually you move in and you assassinate their whole chain of command. Um, and
Can
they
can he
basically,
kill their horses?
why would you want to?
That's
Okay.
so many
Do,
horses.
do you want to kill some of their horses?
Only if it's on my way. I'm caring about the commanders mainly.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So
And if
you
I can
have
light a stable on fire on my way out, sure.
okay, start a fire. Um, I mean, you
Light
got
some gunpowder.
over 20 on all of your stealth checks.
Yeah.
Um, so,
You would have gotten
Oh,
1,000
and I'm
gold.
gonna loot every corpse of everyone that I murder. Um, just in case
with
they have anything valuable on them.
with your bags of holding.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say you can pick up 200 gold worth of stuff.
Perfect. Thank
And
you. Seeing as
the
that would have been an over 25
the
success.
No,
I
it
would
wouldn't
have
have.
got 500
The
gold.
first one was 24.
I know, but two of them would have succeeded. I would have got 500 gold.
um
So at least two is a good thing.
and they are actually going to be so disorganized that they are not going to be available for the upcoming battle. Um,
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, that was a good idea. Thank you, Lev.
That was Thur was actually. I started it, and Thur was like, "I was gonna suggest that," so that was Thur's idea. Don't give me
Thank you,
credit.
Thur.
yeah.
We were looking at the downtime activities and totally forgot you were an assassin.
Right? This is what I'm gonna do from now on. Apparently they have deep pockets. That makes me more money than thieving.
Easier to steal from dead people.
Very true.
But I was thinking for the horses thing, just like use the stealth to poison all the horse feed, and then just all the horses die. Although I guess horses, like we make vaccines by injecting horses with bad stuff, so maybe that doesn't work out well.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
You
more that they
Fool,
have.
you gave Alvarez a ton of glue.
But hey, I'll
No.
take my 200 gold and my take a unit out of the next fight. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that seems good.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So that leaves us with Jacques, who is not here.
He
Yeah.
he had to
Where'd
dip
Rhett
out
go?
because of headache.
Yeah, earlier
okay.
he was saying he had to step out.
Okay.
Man, one joke before I forget it. Kasani probably makes a brand of Sovereign glue called Shadowfax. Okay, carry on.
But why would that name mean anything to them?
Over this period of time, I know we contacted Kasani, and they're apparently sending a dude over here. I was wondering how they are. I guess we haven't gotten any news
Yes.
recently.
He is supposed to arrive around day 53 in Honeyward.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wasn't coming to us. He was coming to investigate the mind flayers.
Oh, that was a different.
That was a
thing.
different thing. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, the bees.
The bees guy. Yeah, so he'll be arriving in Honeyward in a little while. He's got to come all the way from Kasani. So it's taken him a while. But he'll be there about the same time that you guys are fighting your battle. So that'll be interesting. Okay. I really wish that I should have had Brack go earlier so he could have gotten his downtime activities done. Maybe I'll just message him individually to see.
I tried to tell him to type his weeks, but you know.
Okay. Okay.
I made it. I think.
I know one thing that he had discussed was I was going to take a week to train the boy, and he was going to take a week to train the boy. So it's probably one of them.
Yeah. Let's see. So guys, so the next thing to happen would be the end of intrigue and then the battle. So let's do this. So let's go ahead and let's call it here, because I need to take into account everything that you guys have been doing and making units and things. And we'll start. I'll talk to Rack and get what he wants to do. And next week, the first thing I'll do is I'll go through and I'll tell the story of what happens with you guys over those 3 weeks, and then we will start on the defense of Chimea. That sound good,
Sounds
everybody?
good.
That'll be at least 2
Ooh.
sessions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I know that you ended last session with the meanwhile thing that just the audience saw, not the characters.
Correct.
In the 3 weeks, do we get any notifications about that or no?
There will be things. I will include that in the montage.
Okay.
All right. I do have a quick before we go for the People's Tribune. I'm trying to think if I've missed anyone or any big stuff. So I have Marceau Gousseau for politics, Isabella Contro Rem Jimenez IV for fashion and arts, Nicolas Jarev Nick Krim for the Lance Corporal, Jean-Jacques Francois Jacques Jean for sports, Quincy Clemenceau III for local interests, Caroline Sophia Rosales for crime and politics, Olivia Cortez Hugo for economics and dialectics, Victor Gonzalez for war correspondent, Anton Gusteau as gastronomic excellence, and editor-in-chief, the editor.
Oh, nice.
I would have to have a list of them to know if you actually forgot anything. Like I can't process that verbally.
It definitely sounds like the credits of an organization.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not Lev, who forgot the J in J. Jonah Jameson, so
Well, that was the
you're
Crow.
good.
The Crow Jonah
Yeah.
Jameson.
I don't like it.
That was instead of J, it was Crow. Yeah.
I know, I got it.
Well, if Thur gives me a Tribune handout, I can then just post it all in here.
Probably should have been C. Cronison, but
Yes.
Okay.
It should have.
okay. Well, apologies.
So
My favorite is still Jean-Jacques Francois Jacques Jean.
That's
Sports.
very good.
Yeah, no, it's a regular Blood Bowl team of a friggin' writers staff.
I do have a question, like flavor outside of what I'm doing for my 3 weeks. Is
Mhm.
there any way I could just hang out with Jacques' boy? Cause like I get it. I'm also surrounded by all these like I'm 20. I'm in
Mhm.
my early 20s and and Aerith realizes like, man, this is a lot. And I mean I personally have taken comfort in just hanging out with people my own age. So it wouldn't be like, yo, we're gonna be best friends, but it was definitely a like checking in on him. Like when your dad's not around kind of deal, because he's been
Mhm.
through a lot. And just sort of popping in. Maybe reading a book in his vicinity. Like just small things. Not trying to do anything. I just want this poor
Mhm.
boy to feel at ease,
This is
literally
with
at all.
Godwin, right?
Yeah.
Jacques' son.
Mhm.
Yeah. You could do that. I think that would be a RP moment between you and Rack,
Man,
because he's
that,
been.
that just gave me an idea. If that boy's not doing anything, I would invite him on my safari to get to mimic.
I think
He probably wouldn't like it though.
your safari is the first week, so he's probably not well enough to make the journey during the
Yeah,
first
well,
week.
that's fine. That's fine.
I
Oh, I forgot he was
also,
like sick. I would have tended to him. Ah,
well,
beans.
he's like
It's
recovering
fine.
prisoner sick, so
Yeah.
I'm still a cleric.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, no. He
Mhm.
definitely needs some tending to. Uh,
Yeah.
I will say though, because of his cold reception to Jacques, like how I'm not sure if you want to roleplay that now or if that's going to be part of the montage. Uh, but if he was just like these are filthy rebels and like he has a bad attitude towards everyone, Persistence, who understands familial loyalty in academically, would probably still see it as, oh, this guy might be a security threat, and would
Mhm.
definitely ask some Marines to look after him and stuff.
Mhm.
And Eris sees
Yeah.
this, and instead, real like once again, she is the same age, so she'll see all this like filthy, traitor, blah blah blah, and she'll be like, "All right, shut the fuck up. I'm just here to
Mhm.
bandage you. Can you
Okay.
chill for a second?"
All right. Well, hopefully Rack is feeling better next week, and you guys can have that conversation. Uh,
A side note, I made the signet ring attunement because that sounds more of a pain in the ass.
What?
okay.
And also, I feel like it fits.
You're specifically making it harder for us?
Yes, because if you want to command the lady's undead, you have to do a little pledge to her, and she's gonna be anal about it.
Oh, Persistence wouldn't be able to then.
Aerith would also not.
It's a small thing. I was thinking about making it like a 10-minute attunement. I don't know if that's all that.
Yes.
Like
What's the cast time of
if
wisdom?
it's just an attunement, sure. If it's actually making like a promise or an agreement, then no.
Mhm.
Maybe I should change the wording. I think it's just like, as long as you wear the ring, you're in a service or something like that.
Again, the fine print is gonna get me. It's,
Right, I will also have to pass.
Someone else will also have to wear the ring, I guess.
yeah, Elijah ain't
All
got
right,
no
we'll
lord.
work out the details. This is what
Oh, Elijah's aware.
warlocking is all about.
All right. Cusco, how many character sheets would you like me to give you for the People's Tribune?
Oh, I was thinking of just having it be for the names. I wasn't planning on making these into actual characters. Should they be
Okay.
actual characters?
Well, it would just be so that you could have like a portrait for them if you want to make a picture.
Okay. Well, if
So,
I can
so
find that stuff, then it's 10 altogether. 9, 8 journalists, 1 marine, and 1 editor.
okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna put in 10 character sheets. I'll just let you edit them. They're under, if you go to NPCs, Montalban, Kaime, and then there's a subfolder called the People's Tribune. So you
Okay,
should be, with a note under it, you should be able to edit that note.
sounds good.
And then I will go ahead and add uh, 10 character sheets, and you don't have to like put statistics or anything into it. Just name and a picture.
Name and picture. Sounds fine to me. Thank you very much. And then I will probably slowly be writing articles for them as we go.
Sounds good.
And now, I think we talked about this before, but I'm pretty, because the main thing, like almost all these people are the kids of the elites who believe, you know, whatever my parents believe is wrong. So that's why I'm becoming a communist. They'd all be human, I'm assuming, considering Alvarez's makeup.
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, perfect.
All right. We good?
I think
Yep.
so.